Question of the day, what is your favorite IP-based board game? Because today we're taking a look at Stranger Things from CMON, and I'm joined by two amazing run-ins. Not one run-in, but two. This is like the Bloodline runs in and then Solo runs in too. Like, this is double run-in action here. Right now I've got...
I am Carla Drake.
And this is...
Harper Drake.
That's right. Head of the, working with the Dice Tower Cruise, and then also just a Dice Tower fan. Look, check out that swank Dice Tower merch
nice
you can
shirt?
get.
Where can we get that shirt?
I'm glad you asked. You can get that at dicetowerstore.com. Anyway, that's not why we're here. We're talking about Stranger Things, the board game from CMON, a brand new game all about playing Season 1 and Season 2, arguably the best season of TV ever, Season 1 of Stranger Things, in a board game.
It's scary.
It is a little scary, yeah. You haven't even seen the show yet.
That is a disclaimer. Harper is 9. She has not seen Stranger Things. She has no idea why we're rescuing Will.
So, let's take a look at how the game plays, what it does. We'll come back up and get final thoughts from all three of us right now. Alright, so here is Season 1 of Stranger Things set up. The only thing we have to do now is add these Demogorgon stacks. You're going to take these tokens, which you'll see a whole bunch of them, a whole mess of tokens over there ranging from 0 to 5. And you're going to layer them all over the board in the spaces with numbers on them. See, it'll tell you how many places to put there. Your goal is to remove the 3 stacks on the Rescue Will spaces, and you do that by doing actions. Some of them are contested, some of them are free actions, or essentially non-contested actions. And you're going to move all around the board. You can play as Nancy, Will. No, you can't play as Will. You can play as Nancy, Mike. You got the Demogorgon out here. In Season 2, you have Demo Dogs. You've got everybody you want to play as, except Steve is, in fact, an ally and not a main playable character, and that is a tragedy. But what you're going to be doing is you're going to be moving around the board. So the phases of your turn, you can move. Now, the way this works is it's a card-based game. You get all of these action cards that have numbers on them. They can also have the little walkie-talkie and some of these danger symbols. The numbers will allow you to boost whatever action you're taking. So if we're taking the move action, we can normally move 1 space. Unless you're Dustin, you can move 2. And you normally cannot move through these patrols or foes, they call them. So the Demogorgon and the patrols in Season 1 and Season 2 would be the Demodogs and the Demodogs. But in Season 1, you can boost your actions. So let's say I wanted to move 4 spaces. I could play this and I would add this number to my movement, so I'd be 4. I'd move all on the board. Now when you land at a location, you can do the action there. So the actions are things like recruit an ally. So you get to gain characters from the game. Alas, poor Barb, I knew her well. You can add the world's coolest science teacher here. You can add Barb, the friend. Unfortunate. But you can add all these characters. You can get and add them to your ally slots in your character folio here, because on your character folio you get your movement, your starting ability, your fear track, which is basically if you get terrified, everybody loses the game. 2 items max, and then as many allies as you have. Now, you can use these and they can stack and you can do stuff, because essentially what you're trying to do is remove these tokens from the board. Now, each place you see a token is somewhere that can be interacted with. So let's look at a couple of them. Number 1 is you can interact with 11. Now 11's not a playable character. She's kind of a support character, and you can help 11 by taking actions here and down here in the upside down. When you take them, you have to beat that stack. Well, how do you beat a stack? You'll play action cards trying to total the number of that stack. So all these in Hawkins have the top one revealed. So we know that's a 5, that's a 3, that's a 3, 3, 3, 4, 3, 3. But we don't know what any of these are down here. So you can kind of risk it down here, or you can say, okay, well, I know there's only 2 in this stack, and that's a 3, so at most that can be an 8. So if you play an 8 or better, you beat that. So Psychometry lets you look at one of the exclamation marks from a Rescue Will stack. This will let you flip these over so you can start figuring out, okay, what do we need to rescue Will? Again, rescuing Will is the main objective of Season 1. You need to remove this stack, and this stack. Now, some things will get in your way. The Demogorgon will get in your way. He'll attack you, and you'll have to fight the Demogorgon. Now, you can remove the stacks from the Demogorgon because its power will be the amount of stacks plus some things there. When you want to fight the Demogorgon, you'll pick one of the stacks and remove those stacks. The Patrol will be fought by fighting this number. There are 4 total in the stack, so it's pretty hefty. But the Patrol does not remove them from the board. Only 11 can do that. You can get items here. You'll draw +2 items there, and you'll get to keep 1. You can calm down, which means you move your fear down. So it's calm down +2 there and calm down regular. You'll calm down 1 plus, or you'll calm down the number of the card that you play. Now, you always have to play a card. Once you've taken your actions, you'll then look and see, did you have any of these danger symbols? Now, one more thing about the walkie-talkies. If you're in a space with another character, you can count that as an extra +1 to each card. So that's +1. So this would make that a 3. That would make that another 3 as well. Now, I think Jonathan in Season 2 allows you to count him as having him in your space at all times, which means that you can always use the walkie-talkie. It's pretty handy. But the other thing is these danger symbols. Now, at the end of your turn, you're going to draw these scene cards. So this is Season 1 here, the scene cards. And there'll be things like through the walls. Each character in a location without another character gains 2 fear. All sorts of things. Until you hit end of day, which this will all reshuffle back. And then once the action cards end or empty out and you have to flip it over, you'll move the track up. So then you start having to draw a minimum of 2. Based on these scene cards. Now, you can mitigate that with the lab. So if you have these lab slots open, you're ignoring these red symbols on these cards, which is pretty handy. The other thing you can do is, like I said, use 11's powers to kind of interact with the board. But again, you're going to be moving around the board and then trying to rescue Will. When you move in the upside down, you gain fear every time you move across one of these roads. So that's Season 1 of Stranger Things. It is as straightforward as it sounds. Now let's take a look at Season 2. All right, so here we are in media res with Season 2. What I mean by that is we're in the middle of the story. Basically, some things have been revealed already. We've got Lucas, Mike, and Dustin out here. Notice there are Demodogs this time, and there are multiple of them. There are no patrols, and there's no Demogorgon this season. As we get to later seasons, we'll see those. But anyway, you've got 11 powers here. They are different, and there's only one location, which is why it's good to have Mike in there, because Mike allows you to play 11 powers from any location. It's really good. Everybody's powers are actually very good in this game. You also have Season 2 scene cards, which is nice because, again, they're thematic. There's nothing generic about this when it comes to playing this game. You have Season 2 ally cards as well, so you kind of get a different version of the characters as they would have been in the later seasons. So the main difference here is down here is the cave system. So instead of being a complete flip of Season 1, or of the Hawkins, you have this cave system, because what you have to do in Season 2 is you have to rescue Will up there at Hopper's cabin, and then you have to remove the gate tokens here. Again, you got to crush and close that gate. That's how you win Season 2. Now, you'll lose the same way if you're terrified or you run out of cards on the act deck. So that's Season 1 and Season 2 of Stranger Things, the board game. All right, so that is how you play Stranger Things. So first of all, as we do in all these reviews, we do art, then art direction, then gameplay, and how they flow one way into another. So art, first of all.
Flow that way.
I think it flows. I don't know which way's left to right in a video screen. I don't know.
I don't know. You do this one.
Yeah, left to right. I think that's correct. But what do we think about the game? How does it look? Harper, tell me how you think the game looks.
So it looks like, well, in my thoughts, I think it would look exactly like it because they are very good artists.
Yeah, that's a good word. What about you?
The art is very accurate to the game. It's very good. It's pretty.
I like this style of art. So it looks a lot like the Funko games where it's like painted versions of shots from the show, but they're not done in a way where it's shot for shot. Like it's kind of an artistic illustration of the show. And in Season 1 and Season 2, the art is done really well to the point that it's kind of creepy looking, the art. The blood in the water card especially, a little creepy, right?
Yeah, the Demogorgon.
Yeah, good stuff.
But even on the board, it's got the world kind of split in half. So the top is like Hawkins and the bottom half is, what is the bottom half?
The upside down, right?
Upside down.
Yeah, and it's kind of drawn darker on the bottom half because, you know, you're in the upside down. And it looks, what did you say? You said it looked cold, didn't you?
Yeah.
Weird, because Will says he's always cold in Season 2. It's almost like that artistic illustration is good. Now, as far as art direction, there's only really one symbol in the game that matters, and that would be the exclamation mark symbol. The exclamation mark symbol would be a symbol in which you basically, if you see this, do this. Really, that's the only time it matters, the exclamation mark. It's showing you, add to your stack and add to your numbers. So what do y'all think about the art direction of the game? Was any of it confusing based on the symbols in the game?
So, Harper, when you see an exclamation mark on a card, did you know what to do?
Yeah, it meant you flip over or something one of the little tokens that have it on it.
In the stacks, right?
Yeah.
Good. And really, there's not a lot of symbology in this. Most of it's words, which does mean it's kind of English, in our version, English restrictive in the sense that it says, if there are no stacks in this set of stacks, add a stack. Or if there are stacks, do this. Our dog has decided to walk into the microphone for some reason, so if you pick that up, that's on us. But as far as gameplay, now this is where it really... It's not us, it's the dog.
It's not on me, it's on the dog.
In fact, does anybody want a dog? This is a great dog. She's great. You can have her right now. But I'm just kidding. I'm not giving away your dog. Maybe a Demodog, though. Speaking of that,
Yes.
let's talk Season 1 first. As far as the gameplay, what do you like about this game?
It's like really fun because I can't watch it, but I really am obsessed
She
with
can't watch it.
You're obsessed with it. So what did you like about playing the game? What did you like about each of your turns and
Okay,
things
you
like
remember we
that?
played 2 different seasons. Season 1, we fought against the Demogorgons.
I like the Steam cards because I like to look at the picture every time, even though if it's a little freaky.
It's usually
just
bad
really
for
cool.
us too, right? The scenes?
Yes, usually.
Yeah. What about you? What do you like about playing this game?
I really
Third
like...
run in. Oh, boom, all 4 now. We got the whole wolf pack
yeah,
here.
but she's all dressed to get in the pool, and she's wondering when we're going to be finished with this. But, did you see us play this game, Ella?
A little bit.
Yeah?
Yeah? I really like how show-specific it is. Have you ever played Pandemic?
Yeah, it plays a lot like
Harper
Pandemic.
has not played Pandemic, or like Buffy. What's the actual
That's what it
title of that
reminded me
game?
of, was the Buffy the Vampire Slayer, and which is funny because I didn't think I would like that because I didn't love that game because I don't know much about Buffy. But this one does a little bit more. It does feel like Pandemic.
Well, Buffy was really good too because it was like the show.
Buffy, yeah.
Wait, Buffy has a show. Is that the cake guy?
No, that's Duff. That's
Buddy versus Duff. Food Network.
Anyway, the point is, I like the fact that you do move around the game. You always feel like your turn's important, even the turns where you feel like, oh crud, I gotta go remove fear because my character's about to die from being afraid. In fact, we just lost in Season 2 because I got too scared. It was my
Yes,
fault.
it was. Harper and I were doing really good, and we were using our characters. There's a calm down action where, I mean, if you think ahead that bad things are going to happen, you have your character calm down so you don't become terrified, because if you become terrified...
To be fair, I just calmed down and then I took like 4 fear right in a row. I was like, oh my gosh, I did not expect that.
Sorry, you don't die. You become terrified and lose, which we all know means.
And then you... running up the hill, running up. So what I like about the gameplay is it does remind me of Pandemic. You're moving around the board, you're taking these things off, and here's what I really love. There are always times where, yes, there's a lot of unknown information, but almost always you have an idea of, okay, well, I know there's still a 4 in that stack. I know there's still a 2 in that stack. I know that I need at least 10, maybe more, to beat this, and I have 11 in my cards.
I'm trying to think of a game that fights similar to it. Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, kind of like Lord of the Rings. You're doing card-based, determined
instead of rolling,
actions.
you're flipping cards.
Yeah.
But they're tokens, so.
Yeah, I do like the tokens. And I like that the tokens are random. So you could get a stack that's loaded with 5, 4, 5, and you could have one that's 0, 2, 1, which...
Tokens, you can go to 3 to 8 on Season 2, and Season 1 is 1 to 7, right?
0.
I think there's 0, but no, they're all random. It's the same tokens, but some of the stacks have more in them, which is right. So it does change. The gameplay changes between Season 1 and Season 2. Now, am I going to sit there and go, okay, which of the 2 am I going to play more? Probably for me, Season 1. I actually like Season 1 more, even though it's simpler. But the fact that you had to rescue Will.
Season 1 playing with a 9-year-old was a little easier.
Yeah.
But the 9-year-old did better than the grown person.
To be fair, this is very true. I did get beat on that. But all in all, total package of this game, I really like this game. I did not think when I saw the rules and saw the explanation of this game that I was going to like it that much. But I ended up really liking it a whole lot because I love the whole... There's not a lot of spaces. And if you want to move more spaces, you just play a card. If you want to calm down more.
It's like the games where your characters all have a different ability. And if you like to be able to move faster, say Dustin moves 2 spaces.
And through your foes, which we forgot about.
And Season...
Okay, we didn't really do that like we should have the first time we played it. But after that, we did.
Yeah, Dustin can move through the foes. He's really good with that. But I do like Carla said, all the characters have really good powers, and everybody's power is really good. I would say, in a 2-player game, don't play with Hopper, because he's a damage soaker, and he only matters if he's standing in the space. You can only soak fear from characters who you're standing in the space with, so if you only have 2 characters, it's a lot harder to use him. So I would say go with Lucas, go with Dustin, go with these characters who are really useful all the time in that. So all in all, it's a great game.
Yeah, it's super fun. It's probably the best adult game that I've ever played.
Really? Wow.
Well.
Wow.
That is high praise.
We just played Memoir last night. And I don't know if you count that as an adult or a kid game, but I'm just saying that's high praise because we love Memoir in this house.
He didn't get a single gem in it.
It's a true story.
Different game.
Anyway, all in all, final thoughts. I give it an 8 out of 10. I think it's a really, really great game. It's really simple to learn. It's simple to teach, and it's quick to understand the concepts. You play cards to add to your actions. You remove these stacks. And yes, you can mitigate knowing what's in a stack, but you also might get surprised and be like, oh, dang, I thought we removed the 4. Oh, that's the other thing I really like. When you fail...
Final thought. Sorry.
Final thought. When you fail at a test... you remove one of the tokens. So even though you fail, you make the test easier. So you might pull out the 5 that cost you to lose it. So all in all, I really liked it. Yes?
Yeah.
Yeah, I liked it.
What number would you say it is out of a 1 to 10?
10 out of 10.
Okay.
10 out of 10.
That is generous. Harper is always positive and always gives her all and everything. It is a very good game.
Yeah, after all, I would highly recommend this. Again,
It is her favorite adult game, so...
it's true. You heard it here first,
You did
folks.
hear it here.
But I would say I wasn't excited about playing this as much as they were, but even though I love Stranger Things, but I was very pleasantly surprised. This is a great game. Both seasons.
I love games like this. I love the Back to the Future game. I love the Buffy game. And I like this game because it is...
Oh, it's like Eldritch Horror Light. You move around,
Yes,
you take the actions, you do the
but
stuff.
I like this better than I like Cthulhu because I like the show Stranger Things.
True, and I will probably play this before we play Pandemic, even though we were talking about in the middle of it, oh, we need to get a copy of Pandemic to play with Harper, but I think I'd rather play this, honestly, just because, like Harper said, every round, those scene cards are so... they're not super punishing, but they are punishing.
And I do like games like that when the game plays you, when it's the game's turn.
Yeah,
It's not so bad that you're going to...
You're against the game, exactly. Yeah, that's a good point. All right, so that is Stranger Things. I don't remember what the subtitles come. Stranger Things from Simon, Rob Davio, and all those crew. Really great game. Go out and check it out right now. I'm Bryan Drake. This is...
Harper Jake.
This is...
Ella Jake.
And I'm Carla. Come see us on the cruise.
Come see us on the cruise, but we'll also see you next week at Dice Tower East. Make sure to stop by the booth. We will see you there.
Don't forget to buy merch.
That's right, buy some of that swing.
Yes, and first to Skype.
I don't know what she said, but yeah,
She's right.
do that too.
Because we make videos.
It's true. You're watching one of those videos
We're
that we
making a
made.
video right now.
Making a video right this second.
Don't forget to play it. Bam. Bye. And by the way, I played a little bit.
She did play a little bit of it. That's right.
I was on my daddy's team.
She was on her daddy's team. That's me, by the
Going in
way.
the outtakes, huh?
Daddy's girl.
What was your favorite part of the game, Ella?
It's okay if we lost because my favorite part was the cards.
Yes,
Those,
Yes.
okay, though I think those were probably my favorite
Actually,
part besides the character.
I agree.
Actually, I like the punishments.
The punishments and the Demogorgon too, right?
She likes the
She's a real dark character, this Ella
Hey,
Rose.
Ella Rose, what were the punishments? What-
punishment?
What did you like about the punishments?
Because they were
Do you like when bad things happen to us in the game?
But my favorite punishment was the gate one.
Oh, those gate ones are tough. That is what's tough about season 2. Is you got to fix Will and then fix the gate.
I really liked both seasons.
I do too.
I
And
recommend this game.
I kind of want 3 and 4 now, so we can have Lauren.
I mean, she didn't play, but she observed
Wait,
some.
there's 3 and 4 seasons?
No, we want them to be made. So go buy this
That
game.
would be a great idea.
We want some Vecna. We want to add clocks back into season 1, you rascals. That's like some super retconning when you add stuff back to a season
Harper
after
doesn't
it's
know what we're
published.
talking about, but she's on
Not a
board for
clue.
this.
Yes.
You.
Dong, dong, running up that road, running up that
It's a hill.
It's a good song.
Oh, is it from Stranger Things?
Yes. Bye. All right, get out of here.
Don't forget to subscribe. Smash the like button. We meet again 1 million subscribers.
True. Smash that like button. Millions.
We meet again 100, 100, 100, 100, 100, 100, 100, 100, 100,
She'll do this all day.
100, 100, 100, 100, 100,
This is our life.
100, 100, 100, 100, 100, 100, 100, 100, 100,
No camera tricks here.
subscribers.
That's right.